Hey y'all, it's Sherry here at Hecate's Needle. This is my little corner of the internet where I discuss mostly cross stitch, but also some sewing, some gardening, whatever crafty things I get up to, and a lot of zoo chaos. It's not even just kitten chaos, it's just zoo chaos. I have a zoo. But anyway, we are not going to do my usual format. Today is my mid-year WIP parade, WIP work in progress. I'm just going to do my WIP parade and that's it. I do want to start off by saying thank you to all of you who have subscribed and liked and commented. I love to read the comments. I will always answer back. I appreciate all of you taking, a little bit of time, your valuable time out of your day to spend it with me. So, thank you. Okay, we are joined by the lovely Artemis. She is keeping watch for us to make sure we're all safe. So yeah. Jellybean was in here helping me prepare for this little WIP parade, but he has since moved on. He's probably torturing his brothers. Hecate is hiding. She has a little nest, so to speak, that she has made herself all the way in the very back corner of my closet, behind all of my long dresses. So in order to find her, you have to literally go on safari. And when she has had it with these boys, that is where she goes. So that's where she's at currently. But anyway, on with the WIP parade. Now, for once, I actually have notes. I've separated my WIPs. The first section is going to be my regular projects, and then the second section will be my stitch along projects. I actually have arranged them by the date they were started. I know, I'm organized. It must be because Jellybean's help, right? So that's how it's going to go. So let's get started. So my first project, my oldest WIP, is Moonstruck by Mill Hill. This is what it will look like once it is complete. And I love it. I love the colors. Of course, I love my cat. I love it. This is what it looks like. This is how far I've gotten. I have put in 2,901 stitches, and that puts it at 53% done. Now, I am using all the kit materials for this. It's one of their beads and buttons. As you can see, I bead as I go. I bead as I go. That just works better for me than waiting to the end. But anyway, this one, all kit materials. I have not given this as much attention as I should this past year or so, because kittens and beads, it's a thing. Now that the boys are all over a year old, they have gotten better. That being said, the bar was not high to begin with, especially for my naughty little Jellybean. But they've gotten better, and so I should be able to start putting in more work on this one, which is good because it's 3-year-old, well, 2.5 years old. We need to finish this. We just need to finish it and move on. Okay. My second project, and this one is by the Steady Thread. It is Botanical Blackwork 2023. I started this one on May 1st of 2023. Now, it was originally done as to be a stitch along, and there is no picture of the completed project of how it's going to look because there are multiple layouts you could use. This one, I didn't do it as a stitch along. I'm just doing it as a regular project. This is how much I've gotten done. I have completed the entire top row. This is going to be a square of 7 by 7 blocks. So I am 1/7 complete. And honestly, it stitches quick. It does. I just haven't been working on it as much as I should. And I admit it, I'm not always in the mood for black work. I think that's the problem. This is being stitched on just a 14 count Aida in a light blue. Now, obviously the color is being washed out a bit, but that's a fairly good representation of it. So that is Botanical Blackwork. My next one was also intended as a stitch along, but I am not doing it as a stitch along. This is the 4 Elements by Satsuma Street. When it is complete, it will look like this. Now, I have completed all of the water element. That section is complete. I put in 5,948 stitches, and that puts it at 29% complete. I am stitching this on a plain black 14 count Aida. I actually began the project May 19th of 2023. And as I said, it was originally intended as a stitch along, but I'm just doing it as a regular project. Not so much a stitch along, because I mean, this was one piece of the stitch along. They are huge. And there's no way I could get them, keep up with it, more or less. Now the next project is not my usual thing, but okay. That's fine. I'll stitch it. This is a project that my mother sent me that she found somewhere for like 99 cents. So she just stuck it in with my Christmas present. And it is a stamped kit. And I'm pretty sure it's one of those no-name Chinese brands because this is the only information it came with. It's just a photo of some lilacs in a vase. But she sent it to me, so I will stitch it. Now this one, I have managed to put in 3,908 stitches, and it's hard to tell what I've stitched and what I haven't because, of course, you know, these stamped kits are all bright and colorful. It is at 23% complete. As you can see, I've started filling in these light pink areas here. I am color completing this. I've done all of this gray. I've done all of this light pink. I've done these dark burgundy. So I've done some stuff. I began this one June 9th of 2023. And this one is like think it's 11 count or 10 count Aida, something like that. Does it say anywhere at all? No, it doesn't. But it's one of the smaller counts, you know, 10 or 11 count. And it's just whatever came in the kit. Obviously, it's a stamp kit, so I couldn't switch out the fabric. But that's the stamped kit. And it's just a vase of lilacs. Like I said, it's not my normal thing. My mother sent it to me, so I'll stitch it. That's fine. And I'll probably turn it into a cushion or something once I'm done. Now the next project I have was also originally a stitch along, but I didn't do it as a stitch along. I didn't even know about the stitch along until I was browsing the Owl Forest website and stumbled on it. And it is Treasure Island by Owl Forest. This is all I've gotten done. And honestly, it's fine. I like it. As you can see, I have begun working on the big ship here in the middle. I don't know the percentage. I don't know what stitch count I've got. This is being stitched on a 16 count Aida that I tea-dyed myself. Nothing fancy. But that's all I've gotten done on that one. And I think I've slowed down on it because of the mistakes I made in this guy. I stitched him and ripped him out probably 4 times and still didn't get it right. But I think I know what I did wrong. And I think what I'm going to do is rip him out again, because even though everybody says, oh, he looks fine, it's bothering me. And there are like 5 or 6 other guys in it, and they're all done in the same style, and then you have him who was a mistake, and it's going to bother me. So I'll probably rip him out and redo him, which it's not a big piece. I don't have to, you know, rip out the frame around him or anything, just him. So that's fine. But as I said, I began this one on June 15th of 2023. And I don't have statistics on how far I've gotten. It happens. Now our next one that I have is the Maine Coon kit from Riolis that my husband got me for Christmas last year. I love it. I love it. And this looks exactly like our cat Lucy that we lost a few years ago. And she was old. But he got me that one for Christmas. I am using all of the kit materials. And this is what I have done thus far. Now this one, I have put in 1,576 stitches. And it is at 38% done. So I've gotten quite a bit done. And I love it. The only thing I will say is I'm not accustomed to stitching with their acrylic yarn that they use, and I'm not really a fan, but it's fine. It's fine. I mean, I don't hate it. It's just not my preferred. But as I said, I'm using all the kit materials. It is a 10 count black Aida. And I began this on December 29th of 2023. Oh, I don't like to put... With the vinyl fronted bags, I don't put any of the papers against the vinyl. I just put the fabric against it because I don't want anything transferring to it. So that's what I'm doing. My next one, I don't have a lot done on, and it's a recent start. And it is the Bee Mandala. It is from the World of Cross Stitching, the May 2021 edition. I thought I had the designer here, but I guess I don't. Okay. Not sure how that worked, but okay. But anyway, moving on. That is what it'll look like once it is complete. I can't get it in the bag. And I have a very small start. Not a big start at all. This one is being stitched on a 14 count Aida in the colorway Frosty. That's it. Now for this one, I have done 236 stitches, and it's at 3%. It is a very small start. I began this on April 25th of this year. And I really need to get back to working on it. I really do. But right after I started that, all of the stitch alongs started coming out, and so it got kind of pushed to the side. I'm gonna talk about my future plans in my next video. I will be putting in more work on my regular projects and not just focusing on the stitch alongs. My next project is going to be a Christmas gift for my husband this year, and it is from a kit. It is by Design Works, and it is Say Sushi. This one I began June 11th of 2024. Now, I'm using all the kit materials. That's the beautiful thing about kits. They have everything you need right there. I don't know what happened to my paper. Okay. This is how much I've gotten done thus far. Now, I have put in 774 stitches. It is at 28%. So this one is 28% done. It is an easy stitch. Nothing difficult about it. So it'll get done. And it probably won't take that long, because I did that much in just one session. The next one is being done as a stitch along with the Nightshade Needleworker. It is hashtag Pocket Island stitch along. And I don't know where the picture is. There it is. It is the Animal Crossing Polly Pocket. And I love it. I adore it. It is so cute. Even my 32-year-old son, who came over last night to visit, was all over it. He's like, "That, all right, Mom, that's adorable. It even has Raymond in it, Mom. That's adorable." Again, I have a very small start. we had decided we would begin this, and it's more of a start along than a stitch along per se. But we had decided we were going to start this on the summer solstice, which this year was June 20th, and that's when I started it. And I have an extremely small start. I have not gotten back to it, but I will, because that's embarrassing. It's just shameful. That is being stitched on a 14 count Aida in the colorway Touch of Blue. And as I said, I began that on June 20th, and I'll be putting more work into it here soon. And those are all of my regular projects. Now on to these stitch alongs. I have started too many stitch alongs this year. I really have. It's true. But we're approaching the end of a couple of them, so those will be marked off my list and they'll be complete. Now the first stitch along I started this year was by World on a String by Dara, I think. And it is the Herbalist. And this is what has been done thus far. As you can see, we're almost finished filling in all of the squares. And then I think there's supposed to be a picture in the middle. But I have no idea. It's a surprise. So we've gotten a lot done on it. And I am caught up. I am completely caught up. The last two were the Firesider and the Mullen. This is being done on a 14 count Aida in the color Seafoam Green. I began this on March 15th of 2024. That's when it began. As I said, I've kept up with it. I am caught up. And they are small, easy little stitches. She releases She releases a piece every Monday. And so generally Monday afternoon is spent doing this. And it's quick, easy, maybe 30 minutes and you're done. So that's the Herbalist stitch along. The next one I started is by Pixel Pixie Cross Stitch, and it is the beautiful Biome stitch along. Now each release is a band, and each one represents a different biome on our planet. The first one is the tundra. The second one was the taiga. And these pieces are released on the 1st of every month. So you have a whole month to do it. But honestly, it generally only takes me 2 stitching sessions and they're done. I am caught up and I'm looking forward to the next release. I love it. I love it. I really, really like this one. I am stitching it on a 14 count Aida in the color Sand. I just thought that was appropriate for biomes. And I am actually using the Anchor black floss. Now, I've been told and I've seen or I've heard that the Anchor black floss has better coverage than the DMC. So that's why I decided I would try it on this one since this is just a single color design. And my local Joann's had the small spools of Anchor floss for like 40 cents, which is cheaper than I could buy DMC anyway. And so I got several of those and that's what I'm using on this. And honestly, I can say I don't see any difference between the Anchor and the DMC. I really don't. But nevertheless, I am loving it. I absolutely love this project. I began on April 1st, 2024. I am caught up. I know, it's amazing, isn't it? I am caught up, and I'm keeping up with it just fine. So that's the beautiful biomes. My hair, I'm sorry. I can go for a week without ever having my hair tickle my nose, but as soon as I turn on the camera, my hair tickles my nose. I don't know what it is. But anyway, I know my hair has been getting really long lately. And you know what? I'm just going to let it grow because it's summertime and it's hot and it's humid. And this way, I can just put it in a ponytail when I'm working outside. And it's not hanging down my back or hanging in my face or anywhere else. So I'm just going to let it grow and we're going to have long hair. Okay. The next project I have is by Fine Frog Stitching. It is the Femurs Fungi Stitch Along. It is very dark academia themed. I am caught up with it. And we only have one piece left and it will be released tomorrow. So this is going to be a finish soon. And it's just whatever goes here. Otherwise, it's complete. And I love it. I do. I like it. Now, I don't love this fabric. Everybody knows. This was supposed to be a 14 count Aida in the colorway Eclipse, but I think when she dyed it, it shrank. Because it is actually a 16 count and the holes are, as you can see, very, very tight. However, I do like how it's turning out. And it's almost finished. So this will be a finish within the next week. Generally what I do is these are released every Friday. The Herbalist is released every Monday. And the Herbalist only takes like half an hour to stitch, as I said. So generally Monday, I stitch the Herbalist and then I stitch this piece. And that way I get them both caught up at the same time. So this will probably be a finish next Monday. And I'm excited. And I began that one on April 5th, 2024. Okay, the next stitch along is the one that everyone is doing. It is the Deadly Aquarium by Lola Crow. I am not keeping up with this one. This one I am treating as a regular WIP, not as a stitch along, because the first part of it was just so big that I couldn't get it done in time, and now I'm so far behind. I'll never get caught up, but this is what I've gotten done thus far. And my theory is if I can get the black done, then as I fill in the colors, I can start filling in the pieces that have been released. And I think I'm behind like three pieces now. But that's okay. That's okay. The only person I'm trying to please is me, so it's okay. But that's where I've gotten. I am close to finishing the black part, so that's something. I have been working on it. This is being stitched on a 14 count Aida, and it is in the color minty green, and it is an opalescent fabric. So I don't know if you can see the sparkles, maybe a little bit, but it's sparkly. I began this one on April 29th. I got a late start on it. It happens. It's okay. It really is. I don't know what happened to the floss. Oh, there it is. Okay. But anyway, that's what I've gotten done thus far. I am way behind. The next stitch along is Vampirum by Noctiflora. This one I am behind, but only by a little bit, not a lot. I have completed the first section, and I absolutely love it. I love it. I will probably not be able to keep up with this. The next part of it, the next section, is a huge creature here in the middle, and that's going to take me a hot minute to stitch. I am 2 sections behind. That's okay. It's okay. You know, it's okay. I love the project. I do. The fabric is on a 14 count Aida in the colorway Batavia. And it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I love the color, and I think the color goes so well with these colors. I have no complaints with that. This one I began, and I began it late. I began it May 14th of 2024. But I am behind, and that's okay. It may not get done this year. If it does, great. If it doesn't, that's okay. The last project I have is by the Fat Quarter Shop. It is the Spooky and Sweet stitch along. This is the Halloween stitch along they do every summer. And I usually do them. I think there's one I've missed just because I didn't like it. But I have started this, and I am almost finished. They have released the last section of it, which is this area here. And it is another little trick-or-treater. He's a little vampire ghost, I think. All I have to do is stitch him, and I am finished. I began this one on June 14th, and that is literally how quick and easy these stitch up. That is one thing I will say about Fat Quarter Shop. Their stitch-alongs, their little Halloween stitch-alongs, they stitch up quick and easy. So it's a nice little stitch for, you know, when you're tired of the big projects you've got going. This is a nice break. But I have done that much, and I've already printed out the chart for this section. I just have to stitch it. So this one will also be a finish probably next week. And I began this June 14th. It is being stitched on a 16 count Aida in the colorway Ocean Kiss, which is kind of a gray, but I like how the colors look on the gray. I do. So I'm happy with that one. And that is my last WIP. Those are all my projects. I have too many, like I said. I typically like to keep my WIPs capped at 7, but I actually now have 1, 2, 3, 6, 15, and that's too many. Now, I'll grant you it's my fault. Okay, it's my fault, because I started all these stitch-alongs. I also started I've started my Christmas stitching with the sushi one for my husband, but that's a small one and it'll finish quickly. I don't think it's going to take me that long. But those are my WIPs. Too many. I have gotten behind on stitching my Christmas and Halloween ornaments, but I will be fixing that as well. But as I said, my next video will be back to my normal format, and I can discuss all of my plans going forward then. This is just my WIP parade. I do have a very tiny bit of haul. I have not been shopping, but I did pick up this from 123 Stitch. I had to order some floss that I had run out of, and I wasn't going to pay $3.95 shipping for just floss, so I went ahead and ordered this as well since it was out. So I got this year's Halloween edition, and there are projects I want to stitch in it, these being 2 of them. If you're interested in a flip through of this, let me know in the comments below. I can do that. That's fine, although I think everybody gets this. I know most of the people I know get this, but if you're interested, let me know. I can flip through it. I also just actually today received my fabric of the month from Witch's Garden Crafts, and I love it. I do love her fabric. Now, she's the one who did the fabric I'm using for the Femurs Fungi that has been such a nightmare. But that's the first time I've ever had an issue with any of her fabrics. But this is in the colorway Lake Lanier. It is gorgeous. It is shades of blue. It's very mottled. And I love it. Now, like I said, I just received this today, so I haven't had a chance to match it with a project yet. And I just get, what is it, the 1/8 of a yard? Yeah, I just get the 1/8 of a yard. So it's not huge. And as always, she sent a little square, just like a sample, which she always does. And I think I've actually gotten this color before. It's orange, very mottled, lovely fabric. I think it'll be great for a Halloween project, a little Halloween ornament. Oh, and look at that. I have a Halloween magazine. But this will go in my little scrap box. And I will probably, like I said, I can totally see this being a little Halloween ornament. So this was the little free square she sent. Those are my only acquisitions. That's it. But in any case, that's my mid-year WIP parade. As I said, thus far this year, I have 6 finishes. Next week, I'll have 2 more. And we'll go from there. I mean, a lot of my projects this year are big ones, and that is my fault. My fault. But I hope to get back to more regular stitching and not just scrambling to keep up with stitch-alongs that are stressing me the hell out. Because of course they are. Because it just wouldn't be me if I didn't stress myself the hell out. But anyway, that's my mid-year WIP parade. That's what's going on here. And if you saw something you liked, please like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those things. Ring the little notification bell, like they say, for notifications. I try to post every 2 weeks. Thus far, I've managed to pretty much keep up with it. That's all I've got this time. Our lovely, lovely hostess, Artemis, has beached herself in front of the window and passed out. She's half on and half off her bed, because how else would you lay on a dog bed? But that's all I've got thus far. So I hope you enjoyed looking at all of my WIPs. Thank you again to all of you who have subscribed. I really, really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you in helping me grow this little tiny community of mine. And I hope to see you back in 2 weeks. It's Thursday, so it's not too early to say I hope you have an amazing weekend, and I also hope you're enjoying your summer.